start the class. See, now I can see almost 19 students have joined. We'll start our class. Okay, and I can see so many of you have told hello everyone. Okay, good afternoon. We will start with the English part only today. Yes.
Okay, Mr.
Yeah. Instead of math, today we'll have the English class. Okay. So I'll just share my screen with you. Remember the last class I explained you about the different parts of speech and how to handle the questions where like the sentences are given in the different format, and then we were supposed to create one paragraph or a summary out of, create a meaningful paragraph from the options which were given. And we discussed something about the parts of speech. So we'll do little questions also. We'll do some of the grammar part also. Because if your grammar is strong, then majority of questions you will be able to solve them. So last class I explained you about your parts of speech. Remember? Yes, no?
Yes, I do.
Yes. So at that time, I have explained you about the pronouns. So when I talk about the pronouns, I told that a pronoun is something which we can use instead of the nouns to avoid the repetition of the nouns. There are certain pronouns we use for different things. Like, for example, some of the common pronouns where the students, they make mistake is like who and whom. Who is used for people and whom is also used for people. But who is used as the subject pronoun, whereas whom is used as the object pronoun. Always in the place of object, we will use whom. In place of subject, we will use who. When we are referring to things, we will use the pronoun which. When we are referring to things, we will use the pronoun which. When we are referring to people as well as things, both, we will use whose and that. Please make out this table. All of you write it down. So we'll see how this who and which could be used in the sentences, different pronouns. So now if you look at this, we know that which and that both refer to things. So whenever we are referring something important, that time we will use the that. And when we are referring to something which is not important, we'll use which. So when something is important, we use that pronoun. Before that, we'll never put any comma. Before which we will put the comma. This is something very simple. How to decide whether the which will come or that will come? If a comma is there before, then which will come, because that's something which is not essential. Before that, no comma will come. So look at the sentences which are given over here. Here you see the farm animals which were introduced to the Galapagos Islands have early settlers have been responsible for the destruction of many native species. Now here there is no comma. So when comma is not there, we cannot, because they are referring to things only, but the comma is not there, so we cannot use which, we have to use that. Right? So if you're using which, then the comma should come. Again, that's it, that were introduced. So if you put that, then the comma will not come. So remember this, make a note of it. Before which a comma will come, before that no comma will come. Write it down. Write it down. Before which no comma, before which a comma will be there, before that no comma. All of you. Okay. Now the next one is whether to use who, whom, or which. We have discussed that who and whom are used for people. When we are referring to people, we will either use who or we will use whom. Who is used in place of subject, whereas whom is used in place of object. Then which is used for things. Now let's look at this sentence. It says, King Henry VIII was a British monarch which ruled England during the Tudor period and was known for his many wives. So now which is referring to what? A monarch. Monarch is a person. So when we are referring to person, we cannot use which. We have to use either who or whom. Now when you look into the question, you see it is used as a subject. So when it is used as the subject, I have to use who only. Clear? All of you, yes, no?
Can you repeat again, please?
Yes, see here the word which is there, which is referring to monarch. Monarch is what? A person,
A
right?
person.
Person we cannot use which is used for things. And here, so either I have to choose from who or who. Now, when I look at it, ruled is the verb. So before the verb, a subject will come. So I need a subject. So when I need a subject, I will use who. Clear?
Yes, clear. Thank you.
Ma'am.
Sorry, make a note of it quickly.
What?
Make a note of it.
Make a note of it. Okay.
Okay, now the next one is whose. Whose is a possessive pronoun. It shows the ownership, right? So the whose is the possessive form of both who as well as which. We can refer to whose with when we are referring to people also as well as things also. Look at the sentence. It says Maria Fernandez Carradoso is an artist whose installations. So now these installations belongs to an artist. It's a person. Yes. So when it refers to person also to show the possessive case, we can use whose. Look at the next sentence. Mount Hosmer is an upside down mountain whose oldest rock formations are found near the top of the mountain. Now, whose oldest rock? That is referring to the mountain. Mountain is non-living thing, right? It's a thing. Still, we are using whose because whose is a possessive pronoun. It can refer to people as well as thing. Write it down. Whose is a possessive pronoun. It can refer to people as well as things. This first sentence which is given over here. Can you see my marker? Here, write it down. Okay, now next is who versus whom. You should know who is used always before a verb. Whenever there is a verb, before the verb, we will use who. Because who is used as the subject. Who is used as the subject, so it will always be before the verb. So before the verb, we will always use the who. After preposition, we will use whom because it will act as the object. So in place of object, we use whom. In place of subject, we use who. So since whom is the object, it will always be used after a preposition, and who is the subject, so it will be used always before the verb, right? So write it down, these 2 points, 1 and 2, what we have written over here. Please make a note of it. Jaldi se. Gift, Bavla, you are right, roaming around and attending the classes. How will you write down? Sit somewhere and take the notes now. Why you are roaming and attending the class? Sit and attend the class seriously. So who is used before a verb and whom is used after a preposition? Make a note of it. Now here you see, they have given the incorrect sentence. May the whom is bolded. So whom helped him make film into an art form. So helped is a verb. Before the verb who helped, we cannot use whom. We have to use the pronoun who. Look at the correct and the incorrect sentence. Helped is the verb. Before the verb, I cannot use whom. It has to be who.
Okay, I get it.
Now, the next one is some of the examples of prepositions are like of, from, for, by, with, in, on, and about. If you are not sure about the prepositions, make a note of it from here. In this line, we have given the examples of prepositions. Write it down quickly. Now, have you made the note of prepositions? Look at the sentence. Plans for the Biltmore estate were created by Frederick Law Olsman, the urban planner by who New York City Central Park was also designed. Now, by is a preposition. After by, we cannot use who. By is a preposition. After preposition, we use whom. So, who is wrong? The correct form is given in the next correct sentence where it says by whom. Clear? Yes?
Yes, clear. Yes, clear.
Okay, fine. Shall we move ahead? Now, when, where, and preposition plus which. Where is used when we are referring to places. Whenever you refer to the place, we use the where. It is used for the physical locations only. Only the physical locations you will use where. It should not be used when we are referring to stories or time periods or something. Right? Everyday speech, when we refer to story, time periods, and then we use where, but it is wrong. We use where only for the physical locations. Whenever we are referring to some story, right? Anything which has happened in the story or in some time period, we'll use in which. Look at the sentence. The Middle Ages was a period where many farmers were bound to the land they work. Now here we are talking about the time period. We are not talking about the physical location. So this where is wrong.
When?
Either you have to use when or you have to use in which. You cannot use where. Where is used only for physical locations. Now look at the next sentence. Life of Pi, written by Jan Mattel, is a novel where the protagonist survives on a raft in the ocean for nearly a year, accompanied by only a tiger. Now here where refers to what? A novel. I told you where we will use only when we refer to physical locations. Now यहाँ पे तो it is referring to a novel, a story, so it cannot be where. It has to be in which. Look at the correct sentence. So make a note of this 2-3 lines, the first 3 lines which are given over here. Quickly make a note, write it down in your notes.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Quickly, whatever I explained you, I told you to write down jaldi se.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, now we talk about the place. See, New York is a city in which many people travel by subway rather than by car. Now here we are talking about the physical locations. So I told you when we talk about the physical locations, we cannot use in which, we will use where. When we are not talking about the physical locations, that time we use in which or when. Clear? Now
We cannot use in which?
In which and when we can use when we are not referring to the physical location. So when we refer to the physical locations, we use where. Clear? New York is a physically a place, right? So that's why we have to use where. Clear?
Okay.
Yeah. So now whereby is used for anything wherever we are not able to use which. Then next one is these questions are given. So in this, the tale of Hansel and Gretel, the story of two young children. So it's a story. In the story, what we will use? Will you use whom, which, or who?
In which?
Yes. So it has to be B Bombay, right? So do these three questions quickly, all of you, then we will discuss.
What?
Do these three questions.
Okay.
Question number 1, 2, 1 we have done, 2 and second and 1. This two, the remaining two questions which are there, do them.
Masha pas mention Wissel.
हो गया? So the second one is what you say, soon gingerbread construction was elevated to an art form whose
No change.
huh?
No change.
Huh. Then next second one is what? This
Who
is
won?
woman who was. Correct. Now do the
Who
next
won?
one. This one.
Which was?
The room which was. Correct. Next third one.
Who depicted?
Yes, who depicted. Next last one.
Okay. No change. No change.
It's a author. Author is a person, na?
No.
Author.
Yeah.
Author.
Another
It
that.
has to be who. Because author is referring to a person. Clear?
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll take out the conjunction part now. Understood about who and whom now? And the other pronouns, what we have discussed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Clear.
Give me a moment. I'll share the other things where I'll teach you about the transitions. That is the conjunctions. The other day I explained to you about the conjunctions also. Okay, I'll discuss about the conjunctions or the transitions, which I explained you in the previous class. See, a transition or a conjunction is a word which joins two words, phrases, or sentences. Now, depending upon what is the relationship between them, we have to use the appropriate transition, right? Now, look at these sentences. The tomato is one of the most popular salad ingredients. Moreover, it is used in many hot dishes, included soup and stews. Now, here the word moreover is used to join these two sentences because the second sentence is giving some add-on information about the first one, right? So that is the reason we have used this moreover here. Second sentence may you see tomatoes are amongst the oldest crops grown in New World. In fact, they were cultivated as far as back as 500 BC. Now here the word in fact is used because it is putting the stress. So to put the stress, we use in fact. To give an add-on information, we use moreover. They join two sentences. Now when there are two opposite sentences, we have to use the contradictors. Look at the first one. Here, Martha Graham retired from dancing when she was 70 years old. So this part they are saying that she retired. However, she continued to choreograph for many years afterwards. So one side you're saying that she retired, the other side you're saying that she's still doing the choreography. These are the two opposite things. So when we talk about two opposite things, we have to use however. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now the next one
Yes,
you
ma'am.
see, we can have the cause and effect relationship also. Whereas the first sentence will talk about the cause and the other one will tell the effect of that. Now look at this sentence. The tomato is one of the most popular salad ingredients. So many people believe mistakenly that it is a vegetable. So why they take believe mistakenly as vegetable? Because it is used as the part of the salad. So there is a cause and effect relationship over here, which is why we have used the conjunction so over here. Clear?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Now there is
Yes,
a table
ma'am.
which is given. I want each and every one of you to make this table. It will be really very useful for you. This will help you to solve questions related to arrangement of the sentences. Plus, it will also help you in your spoken English also. In communication skills also, this will be useful for you. And the reason I'm giving you this is because I'm the only one who's taking communication also for you. So if you will use these transitions in your like sentences when you're talking, it gives a good impression and you are able to convey the meaning of the sentences in a better way. So if you are giving some continuous, that means your speech is going in the same direction. To add on some information, you'll use and so furthermore. To give example, we can use for instance, for example. To define something, we use that is. If we are putting some emphasis, we'll use in fact and indeed. To compare, we'll use similarly and likewise. To sequence of events, we'll use then, next and all. So now similarly, if there are contradictors, we will use but, yet, however, although, though, whereas. Right? Even so, nevertheless, meanwhile, otherwise, instead. If it is a contrast, we can also say in contrast, on the contrary, on the other hand. If there is a cause effect relationship, we'll say so, thus, therefore, consequently, result, since, accordingly. Ye table na full, you write it down. Write it down this table. Once all of you have written, you tell me, ma'am, I have written, and I will move further. First.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. So now you look at this sentence. Now here it says the Antarctica Peninsula and the surrounding islands have milder temperatures and the liquid water. The other side, they say more animals can thrive here. So what's the relationship between the two sentences? They're talking about cause and effect. The reason many animals are thriving over there is because they have the mild temperature and the liquid water, right? That's why we cannot use whereas, when, or since. It has to be you. So, clear?
So, yes, ma'am.
Now here you see, when the transition comes in the beginning, you have to see the second part mein you will have a comma in the beginning. So you see the Antarctica Peninsula and the surrounding islands have milder temperatures and the liquid water. More animals can thrive here. So either you can put it in the middle or you can put that in the beginning also. So here again the cause and effect relationship is there. So look at the answer choices and tell me what will be the answer.
Because.
Yes, very good. Now look at this. Here in the answer choices, there is no but no transition which is given. But when you look at the sentence, it says what? The Antarctica Peninsula and the surrounding islands have milder temperatures and the liquid water. But so but means it is what? Same direction, opposite direction, or the cause effect?
Most of them.
It's opposite. So the opposite of mild temperatures and all is there. So that means it has to be what? Something opposite of what is given before but. So what will be the right answer?
B. Most of them are still covered in ice.
Yes. Now here, how will you join these two sentences? The healthy Arctic marine mammals have a thick layer of fat beneath the skin. The other sentence is the tropical marine mammals have very few fat reserves. So whether they're talking about the same thing, opposite thing, or the cause effect.
Cause
One
and
side they say thick, the other side they say very few fat.
cause and effects.
Cause
Is
and
it
effect.
cause and effect?
Yes, ma'am.
Opposite.
It is opposite because the first side they say thick layer, the other side they say very few fat reserve. These are the opposite. So which answer choice is using the opposite things?
Skin,
A,
skin
A is
versus
also using.
tropical,
B,
marine.
apart from B, C is
But
also using, D is
tropical,
also using. But when you look at the punctuations of A and D are not like
C.
A is not good. In B, having is not the verb. Having is a participle, right? So it has to be
D,
D, Delhi.
C.
D, ma'am.
Got it? In
Yes,
one
ma'am.
sentence, we cannot use two preposition transitions. It has to be only one. In one sentence, we use only one
One
transition. We
transition.
cannot use two transitions at a time. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So look at these sentences. Just go through this part. Don't write, just read it. If you don't understand, ask me. Okay, if you are not speaking related to the class, please keep yourself on mute. Else I have to put everybody on mute and then we will not enjoy the class. I've muted everybody. Now you all will not be able to unmute yourself. And that is bad, right? Because when I'll ask the question, you won't be able to answer like this. But if somebody will keep the noise enabled and not listen to me, then I have to do that only, na? I personally don't want to put you all on mute because I want you all to answer. And now look at this sentence. It says, the Antarctic Peninsula and its surrounding islands have milder temperatures and liquid water, allowing more animals to thrive. Here, this is having the relationship with the previous sentence. So look at these two sentences and tell me what will be the answer. Yes, who will give the answer?
In fact.
Yes, B is the correct answer. Now tell me the answer to this. Look at the first sentence and the second sentence. What is the relationship?
However, ma'am, see.
Do this now. Sometimes a transition is not needed. Simply no need to put the transitions. Keep that also. Look at this and tell me what will be the answer.
Ma'am, B.
Yeah.
The other hand,
Delhi. No need to put the transition at all. Now look at this. See, when we use therefore or as a result, instead of therefore and as a result, we can also use accordingly and consequently. For in addition, we can use furthermore and moreover. When we want to emphasize the preceding sentence, we can use in fact and indeed. Make a note of all this. I think Mustafa is sleeping. Get up and sit and write. Mustafa Anwar Sogar. Don't lie down and attend the class. Sit up, get up and sit and properly and attend the class.
Madam,
Yes.
here I'm having a network problem, so it's cutting. So I'm unable to complete the work.
Okay, try whatever you can do. Okay, done. Now we say that when we talk about although and but, instead of although and but, we can also use while, whereas. So you can see wherever you use although and but, the same place you can also use while and whereas. These are again one more type of conjunctions. Write down. Now the next one is likewise and similarly. Whether you write similarly or likewise, both mean same. You want to say at the same time or meanwhile, both are same. In other words, or that is the same. Write down these 3 points. Likewise is equal to similarly, meanwhile is equal to at the same time, and that is equal to in the other words. Now do these 2 questions. The first and the second.
ma'am, first one D. Because Many different coffee flavors.
Yeah,
Now
next. Cause and effect is there second.
Ma'am, last one, D. Although researchers are unable to drill into the Earth's core, its chemical composition remains a mystery.
Now, see, it is not the contrast. They say that they are unable to drill into the Earth's core, which is why it remains. Why this Earth chemical composition is a mystery? Because they are unable to drill in, right? So it's a cause-effect relationship. So it has to be because. Clear?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Now do this third and the fourth one. Take your time, read carefully, and then I want someone to answer like this. Very good. If it is wrong also, I don't mind. We will correct, we'll discuss. But then answering is very important.
Yeah. Yeah.
For example, some people believe this are, for example, third one, for example.
It says the Taj Mahal is regarded as one of the 8 wonders. And some people believe that its architectural beauty has never been surpassed. That means the second part is putting the stress on the first sentence. So when they put the stress, which answer choice you should use?
Indeed.
Indeed. For we are not giving the example. We are putting a stress that how it is considered as the 8th wonder, and they are putting a stress on it that yes, it's a 8th wonder, and indeed people believe that it has never surpassed, right? So when we put the stress, we use the word indeed. Clear?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am.
Abhi fourth wala kariye.
My fourth one is in fact.
The music serves no obvious purpose. It has played a role in every known civilization. So one side you say no
I
obvious
think
purpose, the
More
other
over,
side
more
you
over.
say
I think
yes, somebody is saying, Adeeb is saying
I
something.
think
What are you saying?
A
Yes, A. See, all those from there, किसी side से
A.
that sound
However,
is coming, kindly put yourself on mute. If your side lot of noise is coming, like one good student, you should put yourself on the mute. Still that sound is coming and it disturbs the class.
okay.
Let me see who is this fellow whose side this sound is coming. And, now that sound has stopped. Very good. Now do this 5th and 6th.
Since. See, since.
It
Since
says the
modern
modern technology offers remarkable opportunities for self-expression and communication. It also offers many possibilities for distraction. See,
Why?
one side it says opportunities for self-expressions and communication. The other side it also gives the distraction. So two opposite things are there.
I think D.
It has to be while. Because it's the opposite. See, although it gives this, but still it is giving the distraction also. Now tell me the 6th one.
However,
So one side you say you should study in detail. The other side you say the limited knowledge is there. So these are opposite things. 7th kariye. 7th and 8th.
Time period.
for example, seventh one.
In addition,
one side you see that they say that pyramids are commonly associated with the ancient Egypt. The other side, they say the people are surprised to learn that the Nubians who lived in the modern-day Sudan constructed far greater number of pyramids than the Egyptians. So this is why they are surprised, because we think that when they saw the Sudan and the pyramids, they got surprised because they thought that the pyramids are only associated with the ancient Egypt. So there is a cause-effect relationship. So when there is a cause-effect relationship, what will be the answer?
For example,
Consequently.
Cause-effect may we don't give the example.
Consequently.
It has to be consequently. Consequently is the cause-effect relationship.
since eighth one.
Yes, it says the modern chemistry keeps insects from ravaging crops, removes stains, and saves lives. Constant exposure to the chemical is taking a toll on many people's health.
Although.
Is it the opposite?
Because modern technology.
Cause. Yeah, ninth one, kariye.
Therefore, authorities.
Tenth.
However,
It says skilled managements are in the high demand.
Besides.
The other
however,
side, they see the management professionals with the right experience and cardinals are some of the most sought after. Right? So this is putting the stress. When it putting the stress, what will be the answer?
Indeed.
Indeed. One second, I'll share something else. Give me a moment, please. Revise what we have discussed. Meanwhile, I'm opening a new PPT. Okay, I'll share my screen now with you. We'll have to do the reading comprehension also. I'm trying to prepare you for everything little in one day. If I'll do only the grammar, you all will get confused and you will get bored. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely
If
right,
the
ma'am.
grammar you will not be able to grasp. So that's the reason the other day also I did little bit of grammar and then we did some questions, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's why everything was little we do. Today we have done two topics. We have discussed about different types of conjunctions and we have also discussed about the pronouns. Yes?
हाँ ma'am.
So I hope you understood everything about the pronouns, about the conjunctions and all what I explained. And I always request when I take the classes, na, thoda sa you should keep the your notebook and the pen pencil ready. So if I ask you to write down some points, you make a note of those points. Although this video will be available for you, that's fine. But then when you make notes, it definitely helps, isn't it? Yes, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is there anything in the previous two topics what we have done? If you have not understood, please ask me. Is there anything which you have not understood? Any questions? We have done so many questions. I explained you also. Is there anything which you have not understood? Please ask me. Everything was clear? Yes, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Now we will discuss about the reading comprehension. Because see, reading comprehension is the integral part of anything which you start, right? Whenever you start doing anything, it will definitely be any exam if you will do, you will have the reading comprehension. Reading comprehension means what? They will give you one passage. Related to that passage, the questions are going to be there. So you have to read the passage very carefully to do the questions. Right? So no matter which exam, which entrance test you do, if you're talking about the English, first thing is grammar related questions will come. They will come in different ways. They can ask you the para jumbles. They can give you the find the mistakes, error correction sentences could be there, or they will tell you which conjunction should come, or some or the other thing related to grammar. They'll ask you the question. The next question what they ask you is like inevitable. Any English test which will be there is the reading comprehension, wherein they want you to know that whether you can read, understand and comprehend a given passage in a and solve few questions related to that. The best part of the reading comprehension is what? See, the passage is there in front of you. The answers are also very much present within the passage itself. So you don't have to use your own brain or use your own answer to get the right answer. You just have to read the passage carefully and get the answers, right? Yes or no?
Yes,
Have you all
ma'am.
done passages before? Have you all done any time the reading comprehension passages? When you have done, tell me.
But ma'am,
Classes,
Pardon?
ma'am, like our lower classes.
Lower classes you have done. So how you used to do passages? Can you explain me what you used to do in reading comprehension? Because see, when the class is interactive, we enjoy. Tell me how you used to solve these reading comprehensions.
For me, I read.
Ma'am, if it is easy means I can finish it within one read, like within one go, I finish. If it is tough means I just read the paragraph 2-3 times, then I get the answers. Or if still if I not get means I just think what is the answer of it. So yeah, this is how I solve it.
Okay, so you used to read 2 to 3 times the passages to get the answer.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what about others?
I read the
yes,
paragraph.
ma'am, we also do that like that.
Tell how you used to solve. Everybody cannot do the same way, na? What was your way of solving? Tell me.
I read the paragraph once, then I read all the questions
Yes.
and put the mark of the place that I think
Adib, your voice is not coming.
this question is the answer.
Adib, your voice is not coming. Set your mic properly. You're speaking something I can make out, but I can't hear you.
Hear me? Hello?
Yeah, tell me.
Now can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, for me, I think the most important thing first is to read and understand. Then secondly, you read through just to be clear. Then you can proceed.
Okay. Nobel, what you used to do? Noble?
Can you hear me now, Miss?
Salvin? Salvin, what you used to do?
Ma'am, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now properly. Tell me.
Okay. So I said I read the paragraph once, then I go to the questions and read them all, then locate the place that I think is the answer for this question and read the paragraph again and make sure about all the questions and all the answers.
Okay. Fine. So we will discuss about the reading comprehension today. Now there are certain type of strategies which you should follow while doing the reading comprehension. See, the one thing is you should have, when you're reading the passage, you should have the accuracy, approach should be right, and the speed of reading should also be there. So the reason you see, I have taught you today the transitions or the conjunctions. So the very simple reason why I taught you transitions or the conjunctions is to know that what is the relationship between the two sentences, whether the sentences are going in the same direction or the opposite direction, something related to that. So when you are reading something and the two sentences are going in the opposite direction, should you read it quickly or you should read that sentence slowly?
Slowly.
Yeah, because you know
Again.
what is the opposite
Can you
thing
read
which is
again?
happening over here. Now, when you read a sentence and you see a transition which says there is a because or so or consequently, which means there is a cause and effect relationship is there. So when there is one cause and one effect is given, would you really like to know that cause and effect or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, so you should read it slowly. When you see the conjunctions like and is given, in addition is given, that means something what you have already read. The additional information or for example is given, then something putting the stress on the previous thing or giving the same kind of the information is there. With the help of indeed, with the help of for instance, for example, and moreover, we can get to know that they are talking about the same kind of the information. At that stage, should you read quickly or slowly?
Quickly.
Yes. So that is what I mean by speed of reading. When you are reading, see, you don't get marks for reading the passage. You get marks for solving the questions correctly. Now, you should maintain the speed nicely, that whenever there is an important information coming, with the help of the transitions, you can get to know, and you know that whether you have to increase or decrease the speed of reading. Clear?
Yes.
Now, accuracy is all that how well you understand the questions, right? And whether you get the questions correct or not. You should have the approach, the right approach should be there to solve the questions. In the further down the classes, maybe not in one class itself, I may not be able to give you all the strategies because in one day, too much of things is not actually possible for us to grasp. So slowly, day by day, I'll give you little rules. So then you will start getting the accuracy. Your approach will also be right. So if your speed is right, if your approach is right towards solving that question, slowly you will start getting your questions correct. And once you get maximum number of questions correct, your accuracy also increases, because ultimately your marks are dependent on how many questions you get correct. There are different types of questions which you will come across. See, like big picture questions are there. When you talk about the big picture questions, that means they ask you what is the main idea of the passage, what is the purpose, why exactly the passage has been written, what is the tone of the author, whether it is the positive, negative, neutral, sarcastic, didactic, what kind of a tone it is, right? And how the information is scattered around within the passage. So that is what is the structure of the passage. These are the common questions which are relevant to the passage, and these are the questions where the no line reference is given. So when no line reference is given, in that case what you have to do, you have to do these questions after doing all the line reference questions, for the simple reason that the line reference questions, we know where exactly we have to read and get the answers. So you should always do the line reference questions first, and after doing the line reference questions, you should do the big picture questions. Okay? Followed, understood?
No.
So then we have the detailed questions. See, where the line reference will be given, line number 16, line number 14. See, according to the passage, according to this third paragraph, according to this particular sentence. So then when the sentence information is given or a paragraph information is given, we know 2 to 3 lines above and below when we will read, we will get the answer. So when you do these questions which are related to the direct detail questions, after that you should do the main idea question. After that you should do the structure question, right? Because it is relevant to the entire passage. Somebody said no. Now it is clear?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now there are some logical and the inferential questions are there. They are very difficult. When they say what do you infer from this passage, or what is this particular line suggest in the passage, whenever you see the words like infer, imply or suggest, that means the question is asking you what exactly passage says about it. It's asking us what is given in the passage. It's very simple. What does passage say about a particular word? They'll give a word and they'll say, what does this infer? That means you have to find out that word in the passage, read 2 lines above, 2 lines below. You will get to know what does that passage say. So make a note of the slide quickly, whatever is written over there. It will help you to know what are the different types of questions which are there. Please. Once you finish writing, tell me.
I want to ask you, give us example for the tricky questions.
We will do it. We will do it. In the further slides, we will do.
Okay.
Done, ma'am, writing.
Others?
Yes.
Okay. Now, the next way of doing is knowledge. When you're doing the passage, it's not necessary that always the topic of the passage will be something which you don't know. It could be something related to science or computers or history or literature or something, a topic about which you know. Your previous knowledge will never help you to get the answer, right? Remember, you have to do the reading. Whatever is given in the passage, that itself only you should get the answer. Your previous knowledge about the topic will not help you to get the answer. So don't rely on your knowledge to get the answer. Read the passage carefully to get the answer.
Can you mute all background sounds in the comment?
Yes. 1 second. Okay. So here your previous knowledge will definitely not help you to get the answers. You may get a passage which is like something you know about it, but that does not mean that you will get the answer right with that knowledge, because you may know a lot about it, but that information what you know about that topic might not be given in the passage. So something which is not given in the passage cannot be the right answer. So to get the right answer, you should see that your knowledge will not help, but your reading will help. Now your reading speed, I told you how to increase and decrease the speed of reading. You cannot read everything very fast or entire passage very slow. Now understand, as I told you when we were doing the questions related to the paragraph formation, I think in the previous class I have done. When was that class? Tuesday was the class where I have given you the para
Part of
jumbles,
speech.
where I told you the paragraph
Part of
how to
speech.
solve. Huh?
Part of speech.
Part of speech I have done, and then I have given you the questions related to the sentences, and I told arrange these sentences in the paragraph form. That time I gave you the structure of the paragraph. Now that information will help you here also. Any paragraph in English, the first sentence is called as the main idea sentence or a topic sentence. So if you read the first sentence of any paragraph, that is from the capital letter till the full stop, you know what is the entire paragraph going to talk about. From the second to the second last sentence will give the information about that main idea. The last sentence is called as the conclusion because it will give the summary of the paragraph. So when you're reading, you should always read the first and the last sentence of every paragraph very slowly. Plus, if you see any transitions, today I have taught you transitions for the same thing because it is interrelated. If you know what I'm talking about transitions, then you'll know what type of a transition it is and when to reduce the speed of reading, when to increase the speed of reading in the middle of the paragraph. That is called as the speed reading. Now vocabulary. Suppose while reading you come across something whose like any word whose meaning you don't know. So you should not get worried that oh my god a word has come and I don't know the meaning of that word. In that case kya karna hai? You have to read a sentence before and after. Try to understand the meaning of that word with the help of the context. Context will help you to understand the meaning. You may not be able to get the 100% meaning, but 95% very close to the meaning you will reach. And then the memory check. That means after that, you should see whether you have understood the entire passage or not. You can make a note of a small summary, a dumb summary of the passage. If you wish, you can write it down or you can make a note of it in the mental also. Now, active reading is what the good readers will not read each and every details with the same speed. An active reader or a good reader who want to solve all the questions will make a note of the important points. That is the first sentence, the last sentence, and the sentences where the contrast transitions or the cause effect transition is there. Those sentences he will read slowly so to get the main point of every paragraph. Or active reader will try to get the main points of every paragraph. Once you have done that, then you'll go to the questions and you'll try to understand the question. Every question will ask you why something is given in the passage or why something is given. So there are only two things which a question can ask. What is given in the passage and why something is given in the passage. So you read the question nicely and try to understand. Is it asking me why something is given in the passage or is it asking me what is given in the passage about this particular thing? Figure it out. Go back to the passage. See where that particular information is given in the passage and then try to get the answer. Clear? Have you understood what I explained?
Yes,
no?
yes.
Ma'am.
Now Now, whatever
Yes,
is
madam,
given
we
in this
understand.
slide, make a note of it so that later on, if we will discuss, you will remember it. Keep close. Write it down.
الباب يا سعود، الباب.
Done, everyone, or still writing?
I'm done.
Okay, right, everybody write it down. Everyone, shall we move to the next slide? Okay, now do's and don'ts while doing the reading. Read critically. Always read critically. Try to find out the main points, supporting ideas, conclusion, any transitions, everything. Pay attention to switches. Switches are what? Those transitions which I told you, like although, however, hence, therefore. Because if therefore is there, it says cause and effect. Hence is also talking about cause and effect. Although and but, they say that the sentences are going in the opposite direction. So when we know that the sentences are going in the opposite direction or the cause effect relationship is there, what we have to do is we have to read it very, very slowly. Understood? Break down the structure, pause to paraphrase. Now you understand, you don't read it once all the entire paragraph. You read the first paragraph, make a dumb summary of that. Read the second paragraph, make a dumb summary of that, and then write it down small points to connect it and paraphrase the entire passage in your own words, right? You don't read selectively, you read what is given in the passage. As I told you, you're reading everything, but the speed of reading is increasing and decreasing. Got it? I am not asking you to do selective reading. I'm asking you to reduce or increase the speed of reading depending upon the kind of passage it is. Read. Reading is only something So
no, it depends on time also.
Something which you should not do is you should not make your own opinion about the topic. See, I don't like politics. Oh my God, I got a passage related to politics. Definitely, I'll get all the questions incorrect. This is a passage which is related to geography. I'm not great at geography. So how will I do? Or this is literature. I don't like literature. How will I do? So the passage is not about what you like or dislike. The passage is just a few questions are given. You should get those questions correct. Never make an opinion about the topic. Whether you like the passage or you dislike the passage, you have to do that passage.
So it means even if I don't like something, I will find the answer in the article.
Yes, even see, I don't like politics, but if I'm doing it with the passage reading to get the reading comprehension, irrespective, I don't know anything about politics. So what I will do, I'll just do what my teacher has told me. I'll pay attention towards the first last sentence of the paragraph. I'll pay attention towards the transition. I'll keep increasing, decreasing my thing. I'll make the dumb summary of every paragraph. I'll understand and then I'll do my questions. I don't have to write the essay on the politics, whether I like the passage or I dislike the topic. My aim is just to get the questions correct. I don't have to think about that topic, right? Don't get emotionally connected with the topic. This topic is just there for you for 5-10 minutes just to solve the questions, nothing more than that. And suppose if I like the geography and suddenly when passages come related to geography, that does not mean that I'll become overconfident and I'll rely on my memory to do the questions. Your memory cannot help you to solve the questions. To solve the questions, you have to read the passage. Don't be overconfident if the passage is of your choice. The topic of the passage is your choice. You feel you know about it and you become overconfident. You don't pay attention towards the passage and you start relying on your memory. Memory is not going to help you. The right answer is as per what is given in the passage, not as per what is in your memory. Focus on specifics and facts and put the pressure on you. Don't focus on any fact or something which you know. It could be a fact. But if that fact is not mentioned in the passage, that cannot be the right answer, na?
Yes.
To become a right answer and you're doing a reading comprehension, the information has to be from the passage. Even if it is factually truth, but that truth, that fact is not mentioned in the passage, you cannot say it is the right answer. So write it down, do's and don'ts quickly.
Ma'am.
Done?
Yes, ma'am. It's done already.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
We'll move further. Okay, now there are different steps to solve the RCs. So you have to glance through the questions first, right? You should understand what the question is asking you to do. Read critically and keep the keywords from the question in your mind and underline those keywords wherever you see them in the passage. I told you the same way, speed increasing, decreasing, and reading the first class sentence very carefully, everything you're reading. But first you have read the questions. So since you have read the questions, you know what the questions are going to be about. You're reading with the aim. So wherever you get those keywords of the questions, you underline them in your passage, so that whenever you're solving the questions, you will know where exactly to look for that particular answer, and then you attempt the questions and refer the passage whenever it is needed. Clear?
Yeah.
Write
Yes,
down,
ma'am.
glance through the questions first, find out the keywords from the questions, underline the keywords from the questions in the passage when you're reading, and then do the questions. While doing the questions, this way you'll know where exactly the keyword is given. You go to that particular part and read it. In that way, you don't have to read 3-4 times. Like quickly, in couple of times itself, you will be able to get your answer. Write it down.
Done, ma'am. Done.
Just a second. I'm done.
Ma'am, you can move on.
Huh?
Ma'am, you can move on. Next topic.
Yeah. So these are the strategies to solve our questions when we are doing your RCs. Clear?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So today's class, whatever we have discussed, could you all tell me something about, because hardly 15-20 minutes are left. If we will start the passage, we may not be, but next class I will give you the passage. So tell me, how will you read the passage? What you have understood?
Ma'am, it's not clear because someone's mic is open and it's not.
Mic, if your side some sound is coming, I think Adib it is coming. Mute it. If you are not talking, I'll put it everybody on mute. But if I put everything on mute, then you cannot speak and the interactive class cannot happen. So if you're not talking, kindly put yourself on mute. Adib, put yourself on mute.
Mute.
Huh. So tell me how exactly you should read the passage. Who will tell me?
Mummy,
Yeah, please tell.
ma'am, first of all, we have to read the passage once and then read the questions. Then we can underline the answers like with a pencil. We mark it on the passage, and then we understand the passage like vocabulary and all. Which words we don't understand, we can see the first and the last word to get the idea of the passage. So yeah, this is how we solve. And we have to see the time management also and make sure that we should not make any mistake. Still is a mistake to make. So
I taught you the reading strategy, like how exactly you have to speed read, slow down and all. What anybody can tell me about that?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, please tell.
So that's if we look at like and so when speed is about reading speed. So if we noticed and we will read slowly faster because it will be familiar things, and if it is like but or opposite things, we will read slowly because it's different than the others. We will read opposite information and different informations, so that will keep us in the article that we are going to read. So and we will take knowledge, new knowledge, so we will have to pay attention if it is both or if it is opposite informations.
Okay, anyone else? Anyone else? Put yourself on mute, Adib, if you're not talking. It disturbs others.
I can give you the other information and other points.
Tell.
About the vocabulary. We will take the vocabulary from the paragraph, not memorize it. The memorize of the self information from the past information will not help. It's just going to be about the paragraph, memorize about the paragraph. You told us about what we do and what we don't. We read articly, we pay attention to switches, we break down the structures to be in the same page.
Okay, now I gave you some examples about transitions also. Can anyone give me the list of contrast transitions? I made you write down also. If you have written, you can read it out from there also. Who will do that?
I can do it. Okay. The list of contrast transition continues added information, and also furthermore move further. In addition, give examples for insist, for example, define, that is, emphasize, in fact, indeed, compare, similarly, likewise, sequence and events, then and next. In conjunctions, but yet, however, although, while, whether, despite, in spite of, self, even so, meanwhile, otherwise, instead.
So
Construct.
when you see these words, you know that the two sentences are going to be opposite of each other, right? Now, I
Yeah.
want someone else to give me the examples of the same direction. You can read it out from what you have written, please.
Yeah. Sorry, can I?
Yeah, tell me. Yeah. Same direction. Who will tell? Today, Nobel is not answering anything. Where are you? Adib, you can answer.
Can I answer?
What are the
Ma'am, I am here. I am here, ma'am.
In construct, on the contrary, on the other hand, there is the cause and effect.
So tell me the examples of cause and effect.
So those, therefore, consensually, as a result, because, since, accordingly, as such.
Okay. I want some of you to give same direction more examples.
Do you want an example like sentence?
No, the examples which I made you write it down.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Why no answers? This
Correct.
boy is not answering today. Nobel, every time you answer, where are you today? Even Mustafa also is not seen.
I can answer.
Ma'am, I am little bit sick today.
Little bit
I
sick,
have a
but
headache.
you have written down the thing, so you tell. I saw you talking over the phone instead of paying attention in the class. Give me the examples.
Okay, ma'am.
Jaldi bolo.
Example for cause and effects.
Hmm.
The tomato is one of the most popular salad injectors. So many people mistakenly believe that it's a vegetable. And for hundreds, Martha Graham retired from dancing when she was 70 years old. However, she continued geography for many years afterward.
So in this, however, is a contrast transition, and the previous one, so was the contrast transition. And what else?
You got the continuous. The tomato is one of the most popular salad ingredients. Moreover, it's used in many hot dishes, including sauce and stews. And the other example is tomato are among the oldest crop growing in the New World. In fact, they were cultivated as far back as 500 BC.
Okay. Now, tell me, why will we use, what is the difference between who and whom? Who is used as what and whom is used as what?
We use who when, yes, before we use who with people, whom we use it with after, yes, that's it. Before the verb, we use who.
And whom we use after the preposition. Write it down, you have not written. We use whom after preposition, we use who before the verb. Both of them are used for people. Who is used for the subject, whom is used as the object, right? So when we are referring to the subject, we have to use who. When we are referring to object, we have to use whom. Clear?
Yeah. Yes.
Everybody, each and every student, no matter how many of you are there, 30, 40, sabko samajh mein aana chahiye. Everybody should understand. Yes, no?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Wonderful. Interact with me so that I can help you more. Last 10 minutes, we will revise whatever we have done. There's no point just teaching. And I don't know whether you have followed or not, right? I want everybody to understand it properly. Then next, what we have discussed was about which is used for what?
We talk about verb can never come after whom. If it comes, we use who is instead.
Which is used for things before which a comma will come.
Yes. Before which comma, but before that there is
things only. That is also used for the things only, but before that no comma is there. Which and that both are used for things before which we put the comma. Before that we never put the comma. One more, what I told you was where. Where is used for physical locations. Like if I say school, college, hospital, New York, India, these are the physical locations. So when we talk about the physical locations, we will use where. But when I talk about any movie, in that movie or in any story or any time period, there we cannot use where. We have to use in which or when.
In which, when.
In which and when.
Yes.
When we are talking about the stories or any time period, any book we are talking, any novel you're talking, that time they are not the physical location. So we cannot use where. Where is used for the physical locations. Clear?
Yes.
Is there any doubt anybody can ask me?
No, ma'am, no doubt. All clear.
All clear? Wonderful. Thank you. All of you enjoying the classes, learning something new. You want me to change something, slow down or what? Everybody is understanding the classes, enjoying the classes?
I do.
Yes, ma'am.
Talking about myself, I do.
Pardon?
I do. I do understand the classes.
Thank you so much.
Hello? Absolutely amazing.
Thank you,
class,
thank
ma'am.
you. You are doing the hard work.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, beta, tell me.
Let me say thank you for the class. there were a few things you were saying I did not get clear because of the network. So I would like for you to go back to the courses and because after
You were having internet issue, I think. That's why you message I saw. So I think you get this on the YouTube also, so you can go through this lecture again on the YouTube. After that also, if you don't understand, make a note of that topic. See, when you go home, you revise something, you don't understand anything, make a note of that. Next class when you come, you can always ask me, ma'am, I have not understood this topic, please explain me. I will always explain you. And if you see anything, any topic, whether it is related to or related to our aptitude things, whatever I am teaching, basically any subject which I am taking, any topic which I have explained it to you, you have not understood. See, I try to give you a chance towards the end or in the middle also to speak. But if you don't understand, if you have not spoken at that particular moment, next class definitely ask me. I don't mind revising it once again. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Ask me. And I don't know where these videos, somebody has mentioned like where exactly you can see these videos. I have to find out where you will find these videos. I think this is a YouTube live lesson. This is available on the YouTube also. You can ask
Hello.
Ashish about it.
Hello.
Huh?
Hello.
Yeah, hello. Tell me.
How can someone get these notes? How can someone get these notes?
Which notes?
This one which you have studied.
I'm making you write in the class. No, I'm making you write. I'm giving you time to write it down in the class.
Okay.
Attend the class seriously. Write down the notes. And these are all the basic grammar.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, chalo, we'll continue in the next class. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. See you nicely.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so
Hello,
much.
ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Thank you so much, madam. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Bye, beta.
Okay.
Okay, madam.